I want to make a mega terrarium that is like...
That would be nice.
I know.
That's fun.
Because I want to put like mini dinosaurs inside.
That's cute.
And like... Oh my god. Not me getting obsessed with terrariums. You know, I used to be like judging the motherfuckers who bring their terrariums everywhere. Now I'm them. I have become them.
Yeah. Welcome back to the Oat Milk Lesbians. Where's mine? Welcome back to the Oat Milk Lesbians.
Welcome back.
So today just for context, y'all, we have removed the coming out stories and the lesbian horror stories Google Forms in our bio. We're completely stopping it because a lot of you will end up putting hotline stuff into the stories like Google Forms. So we're just like, okay lah, everybody just put it into the hotline lah.
Yeah, and even like when you guys share your coming out stories or like whatever stories, right? You put it as like a background to yourself. Like, because you know how they'll be like, okay, here's a bit of a story about me, blah, blah, blah. Then they will put their coming out story and then they will share the issues they want us to answer. Yeah. So since you guys are already doing that anyway, we're only going to be reading from hotline.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what that means.
Oh, no, that's their username.
Oh, okay. First off, I love your podcast, thank you. I learned so much from the stories you share, especially as a baby gay myself. I came out over 2 years ago. Keep up the fantastic comment. My coming out story is a bit long, but I'll try to keep it simple. Buckle up. It all started when I broke up with my toxic ex-boyfriend during MCO. Great. It was emotionally exhausting. He sent suicidal notes and even a will dividing his assets among people in my life, like my siblings and close friends, just to get me back. Girl, what the fuck? I was furious that he dragged others into it. Eventually, I blocked him after sending a long message asking him to leave me alone. It was a rough breakup, but it led to a journey of self-discovery. During this time, my best friend of 7 years was a constant support. We were inseparable and could practically read each other's minds. Then one day she told me she was dating a guy. Let's call him Owen. It was so rare for her and I was genuinely happy for her. But
keep lying.
But suddenly I felt this pang in my heart, jealousy. I was shocked to realize that I could feel that way for someone of the same gender. Are you shocked? I tried to make sense of it and even asked a friend who turned out to be pretty disgusted when she found out I was gay. That conversation made me realize that I'd been interested in girls since I was 12. I remembered a best friend from primary school that I unknowingly had a crush on. I used to follow her around and help her with everything.
That's so funny and so cute.
I also realized that I never had a crush on male celebrities, but I adored Anne Hathaway and Kate Beckinsale. I even watched America's Next Top Model religiously until they introduced male contestants.
Pause. You know how this is not how I realized I was gay lah, but then I didn't know that I was a homosexual back then. I would watch this model TV show called Femme Fatale and I'll be like, wow, so pretty, oh the girl's so pretty, and I didn't know why. I just kept watching. I was like, wow. And I remember I always looked forward to watching the new like episode or whatever. Then eventually years later I found out I was a lesbian. Continue.
So real. It felt like all these little moments were stepping stones to my gayhood. So I decided to confess to my best friend over Discord. Thanks, COVID. I didn't expect anything from it. I just wanted to be honest. I knew she'd take it well, but then she'd drop a casual bomb. If I wasn't with Owen, I might go on a date with you. And ended the call. My heart was not prepared for that curveball. She left me reeling, totally off guard and blushing like a lovesick fool. But despite the mixed emotions, we stayed close friends and I've since come out to most of my inner circle who have been incredibly supportive. I even come out to my siblings and to my surprise, one of my sisters responded, "Oh my god, me too." We had a good laugh about it and turns out it runs in the blood. That's so true. I also came out to a few of my millennial aunts and uncles, like I was assembling a team of Avengers for future support. They were all super welcoming, saying, as long as you're happy, we still love you, but they advised me not to tell my parents yet. I grew up in a Christian family, so there's definitely no room for homos in the fam.
Well,
my mom is very homophobic. She says things like the world is ending whenever she hears about LGBT plus news, like same-sex marriage becoming legal in Thailand. My dad, though, seems to have an inkling. He says going out with a boyfriend, girlfriend whenever I go out.
That's so my dad.
I deny it for now. I remember your dad's message to you, like, ex what? Ex stuff, ex boyfriend, ex girlfriend. But I hope I'll find the courage to come out to them one day. Now, fast forward, I'm still not out to my parents, but I've been happily dating a girl from the same city for almost 2 years. When we first met in person, we instantly clicked after just 2 days. Don't worry, we take things slow. We hang out at each other's places as besties. That's just part of my coming out story. I've left out some other tales, like the time I fell for my first girl crush. She seemed to flirt back, giving me hope, only to reveal later that she was straight. It was a punch in the gut, like being swept up in a whirlwind, only to be dropped back to earth. And then there's a story of how I met my current partner. It was one of those moments where everything clicked instantly, as if the universe had aligned just for us. And 2 days turned into something lasting for almost 2 years. But these stories are for another time. Thank you for creating this podcast and being a voice for all of us. To anyone who's still in the closet, just know that your time will come on your terms when you're ready. It's okay to take one step at a time to gather your strength and embrace who you are fully. You're not alone. And when the time comes, you know it's right because you have found the courage to live a life that's true to yourself. Thanks for reading and listening. That's a wholesome story.
That's wholesome. I just wonder what happened with you and your best friend.
Yeah.
I'll read these two.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I just wonder what happened with you and your best friend. I would like to know as
Is she still with Owen?
I mean, but then she's also in a relationship already lah. So cannot do anything. Okay. This is the next story. Hey guys, hope you all are well. I came out to my mom twice. 8 years apart. The first time was when I was in my early 20s. I had my first breakup and was so devastated. I told my mom because I was so heartbroken, but she focused on the fact that I was with a woman instead of my pain. She was so unhappy. She cried and we never talked about it again. Fast forward to 2024, I had another breakup, but was grieving through it silently. My mom had a heart attack this year, and together as a family, we went through quite a bit. I was one of her caretakers and we spent a lot of time together. When she recovered, I decided to tell her about what I had gone through in that relationship and the breakup. This time, she did not focus on the queer aspect of it. She just listened and gave some words of encouragement and assurance. Oh, today's stories are so wholesome. An hour later, she sends me a text saying, I love you with all of my heart. I share with my mom because I wanted her to know what I'm going through. There's something about knowing that she is praying for me and is on my side. It feels like I'm protected and safe and I can overcome anything. Y'all, hey, did you see there's this one mama, her 8-year-old son came out to her. He was like, Mom, I think I'm gay. And then
I think you sent me, right?
Did I send it to you?
I think so.
Wait, let me find it. So basically, right, she said that like she said that like she was a bit taken aback at first because she was like, you know how people are brought up with the thought that like, oh, like being gay, people are gay because like maybe they were like molested or something and all of that. And then she was like, she couldn't help these thoughts coming up. She was like, what went wrong and everything? But she shut up lah. She kept quiet and she just hugged her son and all of that. And she would like reassure her son and acknowledge her son's queerness and everything, no? And she told her son that like she accepted him. And the thing is that the son was getting bullied in school because he was queer or he was gay. And then the mom talked to him and asked him like, oh, how do you feel about it and everything? And he was like, oh, it's fine. Like it's who I am. Like my mom loves me and everything like that. And so he had a lot of confidence, right? When his relatives, when the mom's siblings children came over and when the friends came over, they bring their kids and everything and they would have play dates. And the mom, the parents of those other kids would go to the mom and say like, oh, do you know your son said that he's gay? He's telling everyone that he's gay. Then the mom was like, yeah, it's okay. That's who he is. And the thing is that
that's so sweet.
Yeah, the thing is that she realized, right, her son, right, doesn't care about getting bullied or doesn't feel like it affects him that much when he's getting bullied and all of that or attacked for his queerness, because she realized that she created a space for him where he is loved and he is accepted for who he is. So she was like, just that one sentence or that act of like accepting her son for who he is gave him a lot of confidence as a person. Like she said that like your children really learn their self-esteem and confidence from their parents and how their parents hold space for them. So like she said that like, oh, I'm happy I get to break this generational curse lah.
Oh, that's really sweet.
Yeah, she was like, you know, I realized I gave my son the confidence I never had when I was a kid.
Oh.
You know, and she was like, yeah, her son is like very confident lah about who he is. He's just because his mom loves him regardless.
That's really sweet.
So yeah.
But I think it's so true, like what like she said and everything, because I feel like from the perspective of a kid, if I were a kid, I mean, I can still think from that perspective, lah, to be honest. I wouldn't care what people say to me at the end of the day, as long as I know the people who I come home to every day don't think that way about me.
Yes.
Because
You wouldn't be seeking it from other people.
yeah, because at the end of the day, what matters is your home at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And if you have an environment, which unfortunately, like most people do not have the environment where they can come home to and be like, yeah, it doesn't matter what all these other people are like doing to me, and like of course it's not okay lah, bullying and everything, by the way. But it's just that to know that you have a safe space
Yeah.
where you sleep at night at the end of the day,
Yeah.
you're not going to be on your toes forever. It's a world that it's just like, I don't know, because inner world to me is always more important than outside world.
Yeah.
And if like your inner circle, your inner space and everything is a safe space, then you feel like you will know that you're good lah.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's like when your home is the unsafe one, that's where you search for some form of safety elsewhere. And
Yeah.
obviously the outside world will not always be as caring as your family. Of course, like sometimes your family is your first bully and shit like that. But aside from that, usually in a happy home, in an ideal world, in an ideal situation, your family is always considered the more safer one. So like if you go outside to the outside world, right, and try to find comfort and safety in that, you're fucked lah, really.
Yeah.
The only place you can find it later on is within yourself lor, if your family doesn't have that for you.
Yeah, and unfortunately that's many queer people.
Yeah.
Many queer people have to come to terms with that and build safety for themselves.
Yeah.
Like, and that's hard lah, because like it takes so many years to build that kind of
Yes.
confidence. And especially when you discover it later in your life, that's even harder to build. Yeah, it's just a whole process lah. But anyway,
That was a good story. I
Yeah.
like that. Happy for you. Okay, next one. I came out to reassure my friends. I realized I was probably not straight when I was around 13 because of the community I had in high school. Prior to that, I never had any crushes on boys and felt happy I wasn't boy crazy. Then I had the gay awakening. So this is star emoji, yeah? I had the gay awakening in high school after getting closer to a girl I met for the first time. We joke about being wives, in bracket, well, not really, I guess. And were a little too loud about being hashtag allies. Everyone around us was mostly straight, so we got away with it. But because I was becoming more aware of my sexuality, I became withdrawn from my friends and they were worried I was depressed or suicidal because I did have issues with my mental health before that, and during this discovery period as well. They staged an intervention and asked to check my wrists and arms but didn't find anything. In bracket, they weren't looking in the right places, but that's fine. Anyways, that's when I told them that I think I'm a lesbian or bi. They took well to it because alternative was depression. Yikes. 3 other friends came out to me over about 2 years after that. I love today's stories!
Yeah.
Wholesome stories. But I hope you are no longer depressed though, and I hope that your mental health is a lot better.
yeah.
And that you are no longer self-harming.
Also, we are finally at November 2024. We'll get to the new year soon.
Sorry! So sorry, y'all. And this is going to come out like nearing the end of the year also. I think it's coming out in September.
September? Oh, yeah.
September.
Okay.
Y'all, we're getting in there. We're so sorry. I know like
Yeah,
majority
yeah.
of you are probably like done with your problems already, but
Oh, they are done with the coming out already.
no, there's actually still a lot more
Oh.
in other, but I separate like based on like, okay, each PDF has some coming out stories, each PDF has some
Okay.
horror stories. What the fuck?
What?
What the fuck?
That's long ass. What is this?
We're moving on to lesbian dating horror stories now. That's why it's fucking long.
Okay.
Story 1 and story 2 is like 2 pages long each. Okay, let's go. Hopefully this is not as bad.
Hi, Zoe and Faye. Just sharing my personal dating horrors here. 3 pages long. I, 31F, am a closeted lesbian. Many years ago, my friend C introduced 2 of her female college friends to me. Both of them, one being androgynous, A, and the other person who's more feminine, B.
Okay. A is more androgynous, B is femme, C is your friend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we have any, like, maybe we should get those. I have a scissor.
I also have scissors.
Over the years, A, B, and C and myself bonded really well as friends. When B left the country to pursue her studies, A did not have a chance to go because she had some financial constraints. So I think she felt really left out and lonely when B left.
B is the femme one.
Yes.
Okay.
C is the friend and A is the andro.
Okay.
A few months in, I visited C's place for a girls' wine night and pillow talk. Turns out that A was also at her place. I bought a bottle of wine to share. C's alcohol tolerance was not that good, so she went to bed after a glass, while A and I went on catching up and sipping wine. In the middle of a conversation, A asked, "What is something that you like to do but wouldn't have the guts to?" And I casually...
Cari pasal. Continue.
I know, right? It's always the androgynous ones, I swear.
Yeah.
And I casually answered bungee jump and went to explain why. Without thinking too much, I threw the question back at her thinking I would get an answer like mine-in-law. How was I so naive? You're not naive, lah. It just be the andros, lah. She was silent for a while and then she looked at me and said this and leaned forward, cupping my face and kissed me on the lips.
Okay, can you not just verbalize it? Why must you fucking do it?
I pushed her off and wiped my lips after being too shocked to say anything.
Okay, first of all, she did it without your fucking consent.
Yeah.
That's disgusting. This is A.
I called the night off and A kept trying to explain to me, but I was too shocked to hear anything at the point. I washed the wine glasses, corked the wine bottle to put aside, and I was very tempted to wake C up to tell her about it, but I decided that I should wash up and go to bed and perhaps talk to C when I'm more calm. Thankfully, A slept in the living room, so I didn't have to worry about her attempting anything else after that. Girl, you mean harassment? I woke up early in the morning and left, leaving C a text that I had something to attend to, so I had to run. I went back to my campus that morning itself, and by then, A had bombarded me with texts and calls.
Oh no!
I decided then that the best way to address this issue was speak to A and get her to stop all this nonsense. So here's my text. Hi A, I'm not sure if you were drunk yesterday, hence I refused to speak to you at that point. Perhaps there's a miscommunication, but I do not appreciate that you do whatever you did last night. We are all friends and I hope that you do not repeat the same thing with me ever again, or I would not hesitate to tell B, the girlfriend.
Wait, is the girlfriend?
No, A and B are still together. So A cheated on B with the author.
B is the femme one, right?
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
She was silent and I thought I got the message across, and girl, I was wrong. She appeared at my then hostel lobby requesting to meet. Note, my campus is 1 hour drive away from town.
Girl, that is fucking harassment.
I decided to ignore her texts and calls because I thought I made it clear, but apparently not. And eventually she might just leave. I was in my room for the entire day. When I decided not to go out to tapao, she was still there. Dude, that's harassment. That's actually straight up stalking.
Yeah.
Lol, fuck my life. So we talked about it and she told me she already broke up with B because of the long distance and many other things / bullshit. Funny thing was that B and I kept in touch regularly even when she was abroad, but I have not heard about the breakup. And after the night when A kissed me, I avoided B out of guilt. A went on for 1 year pursuing me, and eventually I brought to her the story that she broke up with B and we got together. Sorry, I know I was dumb. Sorry, but I'm also disappointed. The relationship was super private because I didn't want to hurt B and A agreed to keep it private. You and B were close friends though. Okay, sorry, I'm really somebody I cannot like... I don't condone that. I think it's very... And considering you say here that B and you kept in touch regularly, so I assume you at least like close friends.
And also A harassed you. This
Yeah.
is what's that called? The one where you get
Survivor's
kidnapped.
guilt. Stockholm syndrome.
This is fucking Stockholm syndrome, is it?
No, and she harassed you in like she pursued when she was courting you. It was mostly like stalking you. Okay, the relationship was super private because I didn't want to hurt B and agreed to keep it private. Everything was okay, although there were many arguments. Of course, there were many arguments. Then comes the day that B came back to town. A spoke to me and said she wanted to maintain peace in the friendship, so let's not announce the relationship to B, and I agreed. We hung out like before though. I felt immense guilt whenever I see B, but I did not cross the line when we were together because that feeling was just there. Okay, can I just like pause real quick? How did you imagine this relationship was going to go far when you're going to keep it private forever?
Yeah.
During one of the outing, I saw A and B holding hands. So I asked A after that and she said it was just a courteous act, which I brushed it off because there's no point trying to argue over trivial stuff.
That's not true.
I don't hold anybody's hand, by the way, out of nowhere. At that point, A and I were already in a relationship for almost a year, and B reached out to me and asked if she could come to my place to speak to me about a few things, which I agreed to. So B came to my place and asked if I was having a thing with A, and I thought perhaps I could be honest to her since the breakup was nearly 2 years by then. I nodded and she wanted me to explain to her how the whole relationship started. After explaining, B was silent and she told me that she was still with A throughout the entire 2 years A claimed they broke up. So that immediately made me the third wheeler in their relationship. What the fuck? You were right lah when you say why B didn't tell you that she and A already broke up. I showed her text to prove that I did not cross the friendship line and only accepted A 1 year after the apparent breakup, while she showed me text to prove that they were still together at that point. We were both at loss for words, and we confronted A immediately about it, and this manipulating piece of shit decided to go berserk on B and I and immediately accused us for having something together behind her back. It was almost like a bipolar scene, and suddenly she had knees on the floor starting to beg, begging B to forgive her while loudly claiming that I was the one who seduced her into all the things she had done all these years. B obviously didn't buy that crap. I decided to leave, but was hurt by the things she said. But many hours later, A appeared outside my house gate and got to her knees as well, claiming that B was toxic and refused to let her go after many attempts to break up. I was so sick of her bullshit and cut her off forever by moving house, blocking her number, social media and everything. B did the same too. B and I took some time to amend the friendship as it was terribly awkward. But now B, C and myself are still good friends and we can now joke and laugh about it. There was a lot more details about this horror story, but I don't think I should include that since it's already really long post. Thank you for reading my story. Keep up the good work. Appreciate both of you for taking one for the community.
That's insane!
What the fuck is
A
this?
should be in prison. This is another person on our hit
Dude,
list.
it's giving Heinz, you know. It's Heinz.
Motherfucker is a Pisces moon confirm. Some Pisces in the big three.
Not A fucking getting on the knees.
A needs to
Twice.
fuck up lah. If you were really that, like, if you really wanted either one of them that bad, you wouldn't have fucking done this shit, okay? So this lesbian horror story is from 2024. June 2024. Okay. Second one. Hello, I'm from KL and I've been listening to your podcast while commuting to work and thought of sending my story RQ about my past relationship. I was 15 when I started a K-pop fan account and that's where we got to know each other. She's Australian, so we went from oomph to online dating. A year later, her parents came to Malaysia for a business trip and she joined as well just to meet me for the first time. I was kind of surprised that her parents were very chill with a random teenager, me, joining their trip. But turns out she already told her parents we're together, in bracket, without discussing with me first.
What?
But it's okay, they're very accepting and treated me like their own child. Fast forward 2 to 3 years, we fought a lot, like a lot. We break up and got together again every month because we both were busy with our studies. And she's starting to become crazy possessive and jealous about everything. She would throw tantrums and spam call me if I told her I'm going out with my friends. What is it with the lesbian horror stories and the fucking spam calling? Demand me to video call me during the outing, like bro, ... All that while she'd go clubbing and hooking up with random people she'd met. How did I know? Her best friend keep me updated about her well-being and keep her out of trouble as I asked her to. So back then, as an 18-year-old being in a lesbian long-distance relationship, about the hooking up part, back then I was like, okay lah, fine, I can't be there for you. The least I could do is give you the freedom, and since my ex and her family often send me money without me asking. So I kind of feel indebted and just let her do whatever she wants. The breaking point for me was in 2022, where so many things happened to me where I just finished my studies, couldn't decide to continue studying or look for jobs. Both of my grandfathers passed away, Jesus fucking Christ. I was in a mess, and at the same time we were having a big fight about her best friend having a crush on me. To this day, I have no idea why it is my fault that her friend likes me. Amidst this mess, I decided to go to the hospital to seek a psychiatrist and later diagnosed with MDD. What's MDD?
MDD disorder. Oh, it's major depressive disorder.
Oh, yikes. So you were diagnosed with MDD and anxiety, and the doctor said, my mind still stuck with the 18-year-old me, as that's where the most traumatic and life-changing time for me, as I couldn't recall exactly anything other than the relationship or important event happening around me at the age of 19 to 22. So it's like 3 years worth of memory we were missing because everything was too messy. On the same year, in 2022, she came to Malaysia again to see me, and I requested for her to bring her mom along as I feel uncomfortable being with her alone. That's a huge red flag, man, that you need her mom to be there. And at this point, I no longer love her and I have decided to actually break up with her. However, her mom went back first as she got some business to attend, thus leaving us alone. So before her flight back, I broke up with her and blah 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 blah, and she went back to Australia. Few weeks later, I got a call from her mom asking did something happen between us and told me that she wouldn't leave her room, won't stop crying, tried to commit suicide, and was hospitalized.
The fuck?
She even offered to pay for everything for me to go to Australia to see her. I couldn't bring myself to tell the mom that we broke up, and I told her that I have to reject her offer and just keep me updated about my ex. After the call, I was like, fuck this, it's all my fault, and I couldn't stop blaming myself for it. If only I just put through it, she wouldn't be depressed and her mom wouldn't have to worry about her. It is not your fault. In early 2023, I got into a relationship with my current girlfriend. It's the emoji with the heart shape around the face. It was quick, I know, but it was not a rebound. She helped me discover that my past relationships was crazy toxic, and together we love each other in a way that I never knew we could. Out of nowhere, the mom then came to Malaysia again to see and discuss with me. She said she just learned that we broke up and asked me to do her a favor. The mom asked me to video call with my ex and tell her to take care of herself, hoping that she'd listen to me and put a closure to a closure, ? I told my girlfriend about this entire ordeal, of course, and asked for her opinion, and she allowed me to go meet the mom. So yeah, I went to meet the mom, video call her, and properly let both of them know I no longer need/want to keep any contact with my ex. The mom did contact me, but not talk about my ex. She sometimes just sends me emails offering me side gigs, file translating, although I know she just miss having me around and wanting to give me money because she's kind like that. That's so nice of the mom. I'm not sure how to end this story, but yeah, everything is fine now. I'm happy with my girlfriend. She's amazing and so smart. She helped me grow as a person, and we are both living our life well together. Sorry it got too long. I love your podcast and the lesbian representation here in Malaysia. Actually, you know what? Today's stories, right, are fucking amazing because they all have a fucking happy ending to it.
Yeah.
They may be a little bit here and there, but very happy that everyone has a fucking happy ending today.
Yeah, and everyone made the right decisions and left bad situations.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah. Wait, that's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
It's a happy ending. Wait,
it's a happy ending day.
Wait, let me see if there's any more stories in this. Because I kind of tried to time it for 30 minutes. It's 35. And we spent the first 6 minutes yapping.
Wow, okay.
So good, y'all. Actually, I'm so happy with today's stories.
Yeah.
It's very wholesome.
Good stuff, guys.
Yeah.
Keep it up, keep it up.
Keep it up, everyone. You're doing the right thing. You're making the right decisions. You're choosing better for yourselves. It's very good to be seeing this.
Yeah, this is the lesbian representation we need.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Anyway.
Is that the end of the episode?
That's the end of this episode, everybody. Thank you so much for watching and
Bye.
sending in your stories. Buy us coffee and please support the new series that we have.
Yes, please.
On this channel.
And if you're someone who has a story on conversion practices, please also submit your stories to the Google form. That's in the link in our bio.
Okay, thank you all. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, I like today's episode.
Yeah.